Salute, everybody. The streets are buzzing tonight down in the ATL as the New York Knicks handled their business tonight and went above 500 for the first time in a long time. Welcome to the chat show. We chop it up here. We shout everyone out. We're just going to touch on all things New York Knicks tonight and chill out. Saturday night, the feeling is right. Salute to everybody. Pudge Nice, Quiet Money, Big Task, Geraldine, King Dizo. Salute to everybody, Knicks Nation out there, all the platforms, Knicks family, community. Great win tonight by the New York Knicks. Win the season series against ATL when they took care of their business tonight, 117-108. You see the box score there. You've been chopping it up post games, and we're just going to have some fun and shout out everybody. Throw your thoughts out there. Looking ahead, of course, Knicks back over 500 now. Things are heating up in the East. We'll touch on some of the results around the league today. The starters starting to click. What does that mean for the rotation logjam? Cam Reddish, the big addition this week, looks like he's getting closer. Cam was warming up today. Cam Reddish was warming up on the court, looked beautiful in the Knick gear, orange and blue. He looked amped, he looked excited. And of course, today we had our first look at Kevin Knox rocking the red and mustard, which didn't look so good on him. And his teammates giving him all that mess. Salute 19 con man, salute real king. We up in here strong, New York Knicks fam. What did you guys think of the game tonight? Were you impressed? A lot of great performances tonight. Overall, though, the storyline is that the New York Knicks just handle their business. The starters, were, very, very consistent all around, all in the positives. And of course, the bench, missing out on the extra punch from Alec Burks and Derrick Rose. The bench is struggling a little bit, but the starters, picked them up tonight. It was the starters. Big task, Kevin Knox. It was a funny look, wasn't it? Big task, but fingers crossed for Kevin Knox that he can, achieve his potential. I wouldn't be mad, if he achieves potential over there somewhere else. What up, man child? Salute, fam. Hope you're well. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Absolutely, big task. Kevin Knox, was a bust for us. But, that's all in the past now. We have one Cam Reddish with us, number 21. Cam Reddish chose his number, former Damian Dotson's number. It was a smooth transition. Damian Dotson exits, and Cam Reddish takes his number 21, ready to rock out for the orange and blue. When do you think Cam Reddish will make his most anticipated debut? He looked close. He was warming up. Tibbs threw out that he's out for a while. But I didn't really take that to be too true at all. Salute Juju92. Let's go. The Grimes stopper, Quentin Grimes, straight locked up Trey tonight. Absolutely. With that one, it was a beautiful sight, Juju. Quentin Grimes earning minutes by the day. That's why we're here chopping it up. We'll talk about the potential logjam, coming up with these New York Knicks, with Cam Reddish healthy, Quentin Grimes balling out. The Frenchman, Evan Fournier, coming to play. That was a beautiful dagger three from Evan Fournier. When he first pulled up just to ice the game, I thought, what are you doing, man? Why are you shooting it? And but a second later, it was nothing but net. And Evan Fournier had a beautiful last quarter. He helped us out. He definitely settled the nerves a little bit, so to speak. I was reaching for the blood pressure pills, but no. The New York Knicks, the starters, kept their cool. Tibbs called a couple nice timeouts tonight. At the right time. Whenever ATL made their runs, Tibbs called the timeouts, got him sorted. Lemon Pepper, of course, tried to do his best to bring them back in it. Shout out to the Atlanta bench. Shout out to them, and. Salute Lynn, mama, there goes that men in blue and orange again. In New York, it's time. Yep. You feel the positive shift, don't you, Lynn? Right now, we got back to 500. now we've got our heads above water again. It's a beautiful feeling, and of course, right in the nick of time when we have 5 games back at Madison Square Garden now against Charlotte. We owe them one. Then, of course, Mini. It'd be nice to get them again. Detroit and the LA Clippers, depleted LA Clippers right now. And big task. Yeah, the Knicks do have a problem with the third quarter still. Yep, absolutely taking their foot off the gas with that one. And of course, yeah, Manchild, the bench did struggle a bit with IQ, not contributing a lot, in his 20 minutes. You see Quentin Grimes, though, picked us up. Quentin Grimes with 8 points. That was needed. That was much needed in 16 minutes, from Quentin Grimes. But yeah, Real King, we're saying how the starting unit is really starting to click now. Evan Fournier starting to look like himself. Julius, going through the adversity they've had. And salute Vaughn, big facts with that one. And of course, Julius, starting to look like himself again. He had to put in a good performance in the ATL. He definitely had to, pressure was on. But as you see, great performance from Julius and RJ. Star J Barrett. The topic is, will RJ Barrett win Player of the Week? It's going to be tough. Joel Embiid played tonight and put up another 32 points. Did Joel Embiid? So it's going to be tough. Just give it to the young man. That'd be a nice storyline. Joel Embiid's won a couple already. Hopefully RJ Barrett gets Player of the Week. But yeah, the crowd was beautiful tonight. Real King. We had some fam chat in the building. Salute Worldwide L. Everyone else that was in the building. I think Canal was in the building. He was telling us last night. And appreciate this stat, Manchild. We won 8 out of the last 10 games. Let that sink in the words of Ron Cleveland. And that's a beautiful thing. And also a great stat on the post game when Julius scores 9 assists. Where something like our record is something like 8 games over 500 when Julius scores 9 assists. So that's crazy. Yeah, P nice. Salute, fam. Jules made us proud tonight. Played his bully ball. Shot selection was a little bit on and off, but he was making them. He was making the long twos. Proud of the vet. Straight facts. Shout outs to Canal. We had fam in the building as well. They willed us on. Awful Hawks crowd. Of course, Julius was giving them the thumbs down too. That was a beautiful sight. Julius Randle egging the crowd on, putting up numbers, and then sticking it to them. And we all been fed a healthy roasted hawk chicken, courtesy of Atlanta Hawks. Be civilized, with feather sauce down there in the ATL, served up in the corporate suites, right? In the suite, we are wined and dined, courtesy of ATL. That was beautiful. How good does it feel to win the season series again on ATL? We did it last season. Now we've won the last 4 against ATL when Mitchell Robinson plays as well. So how do you like that stat? Mitchell Robinson's the kryptonite for the ATL. Of course, they didn't have Clint Capella, but who really cares? We handled our business. And they were obviously missing Bogdanovic, but you can only play who's in front of you. And the New York Knicks did just that. Handled their business. John Collins snuck in that sneaky 3 at the end. But at the end of the day, the New York Knicks won comfortably, 9 points. If you covered the spread, you might have been a bit peeved with that John Collins 3 at the end. Of course, betting is legal now in the New York City area on the mobile apps as well. Anybody out there score any parlays tonight? But salute to everybody if you did or didn't. The New York Knicks got this dub, and that's good enough. And we're 1 game over 500 now. Of course, in today's games, after today's game, the New York Knicks are firmly in the play-in spot right now, tied with the Washington Wizards, who have come back down to earth, 22-21, now tied with 9th spot, right? Of course, we play a couple of 5 winnable games as well. And with Charlotte involved with that one, we could steal a double swing game with that. Toronto are at 8th spot at 21-19. as well. So the New York Knicks can make moves in this home game stretch, right? Let's start to make Madison Square Garden the New York Knicks fortress up in here, and salute quiet money. It's okay if RJ doesn't get Player of the Week, but let's keep building and try to get it next week. Facts, right? He's on the come up, and I'm not worried at all. RJ Barrett's going to win plenty of those awards as well. And Geraldine says, why can't we always celebrate the win without beating up our players as well? Great comment as well. A lot of fans are tied to different players, and but at the end of the day, we're all heavily invested in this thing. We're all heavily invested. Vaughn Allen, salute. Fournier showing us something off the dribble too. That was beautiful to see in the fourth quarter. Evan Fournier. It was Boston that unlocked that. Unlocked the Olympic Fournier, right? There's Olympic Melo. Now we got Olympic Fournier out here. Maybe he's got the France, Under Armour underneath his jersey. And salute, big task. Pork steak sauce. Yep, it tastes real nice, doesn't it? Have a sip. And salute to all. 10th seed, real king, real facts with that one. The New York Knicks are in 10th seed. And who was your big standout tonight? Obviously, RJ Barrett, to me, just continues in his monster 41 minutes. Was sinking the three ball quite well, 2 out of 5. Hit his free throws, 8 from 10, and was a positive as well. Took on the task. To me, was most impressive is we defended well. We defended well. Obviously, 108 against Atlanta isn't all that bad, considering they hit that 3 at the very last second. And of course, you've always got Trae Young out there. That's a threat, to shoot the 3 ball. But like we said, the third quarter was that quarter that, we're starting to let teams back in. We're still learning our way. We're still learning how to win wire to wire. And of course, the New York Knicks, wire to wire, we won the first quarter 31-28. Put a sizable gap in the second quarter, 34-23. And then we lost the third quarter by 6 and rebounded in the last, becoming a fourth quarter team, which is important, for the playoffs. We won the fourth quarter 32-31 as well. So heroes abound tonight. Quentin Grimes, again, really impressed me. He's just starting to go from strength to strength. Is Quentin Grimes. And like we've been saying in the last couple of days, with Cam Reddish now in town, Quentin Grimes and Evan Fournier, we're going to feel the most pressure. They're going to be ones feeling, if any chance that their minutes might be taken, it's going to be because of Cam Reddish coming up in here as well. So that's lit a fire under them. And let's continue to see what plays out. Star J Barrett, that's not going to affect him at all. He's just going to continue to be motivated and continue to thrive up in here. But I do think Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, perhaps Alec Burks, in the long run, could be the ones to lose out on some minutes to make room for the new addition. Of course, that new addition, Cam Reddish, was featured in the pregame. He's going to come up in here. RJ gave him the scouting report. Can create, got length, size, can pull up, can attack the cup, is unselfish, great handle, athleticism, and the sky's the limit for Cam Reddish. The New York Knicks swung a home run with this trade. And of course, they gave up the first round pick, which does signal that the New York Knicks are heavily invested and they're going to find some minutes, right, for Cam Reddish. Once he gets healthy and he's able to play, I think he's going to hit the ground running in New York City. I think Cam Reddish, he's going to feel comfortable with his boy. He's going to get familiar with the system, and he's just going to give us that extra dynamic that we don't currently have. Of course, Evan Fournier can, pump fake, dribble drive, penetration, things like that, but not on the level and the handle that Cam Reddish has, and also the athleticism that Cam Reddish can finish at the cup with, right? You notice, when Evan Fournier gets the dribble drive penetration, he'll get into the paint and he'll look for the little floater or he'll look for Mitch on the lob. But Cam Reddish, the difference between those two is Cam Reddish, 6'8", will continue to drive to the cup and will take contact and potentially throw it down or get fouled as well. So that's that extra athleticism, size, dynamic that Evan Fournier does not have, right? So the trade buzz continues to swirl. Of course, Evan Fournier's $19 million could be critical to a trade. The buzz is going to continue over the next 3 weeks. Stay locked in. We all got the streets buzzing, the chat up in here, sharing knowledge. I'm going to keep my finger on the pulse, keep bringing you this update, and of course we're going to continue to chop it all up. But a lot of what we spoke of last night was the point guard situation too. The center positions looking more and more solid, solidified with one Mitchell Robinson starting to dominate. 14 points tonight, +9. Hit 2 of 4 from the free throw. Would like him to continue working on his free throws. But of course, was a demon from the field, 6 of 8 from the field. 5 of his rebounds were offensive, 13 rebounds overall, double for Mitch tonight. Hey, who said the man can't score? 14 points, 13 boards from $1.8 million salary. I'll take it. Right. And on that note, we got word that Nerlens Noel out again. Was a late scratch due to a sore knee, right? Nerlens Noel, it just seems like when he's ready to come back, he suffers a setback as well. I posted on my Twitter, follow at Knicks Buzz if you're on Twitter. Nerlens Noel, this is your captain speaking. It might be time, and might be time for Nerlens Noel, right? I'm starting to get a little bit impatient, with Nerlens Noel coming in and out of the lineups. I know what Nerlens can give this team. I'm well aware of the defensive, nous he gives us, the shot blocking, his pick and roll defense is better than Mitch's at this point. But your best ability is your availability. As I know, you complete that sentence for me. But Nerlens Noel, it's frustrating having him in and out. And I think Tibbs is going to get frustrated with that. His $10 million, is a nice little salary that can, fill in on a bigger deal or helping some other teams out that might want to vet. And of course, we have Jericho Sims waiting in the wings for some minutes. We have Jericho waiting in the wings. Willie Cauley-Stein was waived by the Dallas Mavericks today. Would you be willing to take a flyer on Willie Cauley-Stein for a veteran's minimum if we can trade Nerlens Noel? That's another thing to look out for right there. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think Nerlens Noel is going to be moved. The way Mitch is playing, he's expendable. He's definitely expendable. As this trade buzz continues to grow, we touched on last night, De'Aaron Fox, putting out words in the, out there in the world, that he feels like there's a big chance he'll get moved because the Kings are losing. De'Aaron Fox is a name a lot of people are talking about for this point guard situation for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, another name to watch, as all media outlets are reporting Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks connection. Sign me up for Jalen Brunson. I think it'd be a nice stopgap, low risk, high reward move. I know his limitations in terms of size, but Jalen Brunson can ball. Like, he'd be a solid addition for us. Alec Burks, filling in admirably, getting it done tonight again. MJ Burks, 7 of 7 from the stripe, 4 of 8 from the field. Didn't shoot well from 3, but gave us 17 points, was a +11, solid on the D, can switch like Tibbs likes, switchable pick and rolls, like Wally was saying in the post game. Tibbs like these bigger lineups. But is he the long-term solution? Alec Burks, is he the long-term solution for this team? I don't think so. It's going to be tough with Alec Burks, your long-term thing. He's looking good right now, but we do need to solve that point guard situation, right? Jalen Brunson can be had for a very realistic cost, I think. Of course, the Dallas Mavericks don't want to lose him. He's unrestricted free agent. And I do think, he could be had for, for a couple of second-round picks and some salary filler as well. So that Dallas just don't lose him for nothing as well. And if you look around the league, a lot of teams have their point guard situation sorted. So I don't think we're going to be bidding against a lot of teams for Jalen Brunson because of that situation, right? And the New York Knicks, it's one of our biggest needs right now. The Miles Turner thing, I'm starting to be less and less, high on that move. Just the way Mitch is playing right now, that $18 million salary and the assets that would take could be better spent elsewhere. I think right now they could be better spent on another bigger deal, like the point guard situation. Of course, Cam Reddish has come in. Him and RJ Barrett could be due, for a sizable extension soon. RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish as well. So it's very, very important to to save those dollars, right? Save the dollars. Yeah, but New York Knicks handled their business tonight. This is the chat show. We up in here on fire tonight. It's been a beautiful day overall. New York Knicks have won the season series against the Hawks. We're going to look ahead to the next 4 games. RJ Barrett, is an outsider to win Player of the Week with Joel Embiid, but let's see what happens with that. RJ Barrett's putting his name out there on social media outlets, tweeting his recent stretch. RJ Barrett's been on absolute fire recently. Tonight was probably, to me, one of the most impressive out of the recent stretch, I've got to say. He scored timely buckets when we needed. He played under control. He looked like a vet out there. He looked like he knew where he wanted to get to. And I just think that RJ Barrett is becoming Star J Barrett right before our very eyes, appreciate everyone up in here. I'm seeing a lot of chats come through, but it's not updating on my end, so apologize if I've been missing some of the chats. Let me refresh my my browser. But the New York Knicks have been handling their business. I was wondering why no chats were updating, but I salute to everyone. I'll get through to everyone once it refreshes. Appreciate you up in here. Tonight was a big night, a big win, and the New York Knicks are making their moves now, above 500. It's just been an up and down season, just an incredibly inconsistent season, up and down. But it just feels good to finally have our head above water, right? Doesn't it? Feels beautiful. As I've just got my chat updated now. This StreamYard acting a fool right now. No comments were updating. So let me find where I'm at. And I salute G Money in the building. Salute. Welcome, fam. We're starting to play like a team, both sides of the ball. I appreciate that. And be civilized. Yet facts. Nerlin straight out of here. Frank Marto, salute, fam. Welcome. And Karis Levert, Miles Turner. Those are definitely names out there, Frank. Let's get it. Sharp Powers, salute. Great win tonight. We had fam in the building. Canal made it back. How was the arena, the atmosphere tonight? Salute L that was in the building tonight too. Eric, salute. This is how Julius should be playing every night. Yep, I completely agree with that one, Eric. Knicks 100, salute, fam. Appreciate you. Great insight as always. What do you guys think? Yeah, what's going to play out with this log jam situation with Cam Reddish, right? The way we're playing. Evan Fournier finally coming to. That's just, it's unbelievable right now. It's unbelievable with what's going on with Evan Fournier finally starting to click. It's like I wish we could play Boston every single night. And Mo Bamba, another one, Frank. Mo Bamba out here. He can stretch the floor. He's out there. He's available, I think. Boston, Orlando, they're looking to shake things up, get some assets as well. And Shirley Willis, salute. Sorry, but I like Fox. But no. What Knicks need is a point guard like a Chris Paul, CP3, floor general type of player to control, put out players in place. and also a player like Randall will respect. Of course, great comment on that one. I wish we got CP3. We missed out on him, unfortunately. CP3 is changing the culture of the Phoenix Suns, right? He's changed all the way the culture for them, and he was a miss for us. But I think a nice a nice punt down the road would be Jalen Brunson right now. I think Jalen Brunson, could be that dude. And Sharp Powers, if we're looking for a backup center, Mo is our man as well. Facts, very, very gettable up in here. The New York Knicks are definitely making moves above 500, in tied with ninth spot now with the Washington Wizards, right? Who here, I'll give people their flowers, who here expected the Washington Wizards to slide, right? I knew they were sort of one of those early season success stories. The Washington Wizards, I think, were definitely a team, that were due to come back down to earth, weren't they? Definitely. The Washington Wizards, and just because of the, they don't really have too many stars. Just they were just full of depth, depth pieces, and a big task. But remember the point guard from Argentina that was playing well until he came in the summer league for the Knicks as well. I'm guessing that one is a Rokas. Definitely, Rokas is that option, balling out in Europe right now. Rokas is not sure of his contract situation, but he'll be back for the summer league. He's grooming, he's marinating, seasoning overseas. 21 years old, a solid pro. Comparisons to Goran Dragic, obviously, lefties from that continent, and I think that guy's got good potential, composure. I'm more leaning towards the Brunson thing than De'Aaron Fox. Salary plays a big part, and also fit, right? De'Aaron Fox's shooting might be questionable for this team, and also Tibbs. De'Aaron Fox can ball out, but at the end of the day, if you can't D up, then is that going to be what Tibbs is looking for right at this point in time? But like everyone's been saying, the New York Knicks are definitely finally starting to click, courtesy of the starting unit. Alec Burks, shout out to him. Shout out to Evan Fournier. He's turned his game around, his season around. Evan Fournier was critical to tonight's win. That dribble drive, that bucket in the fourth, that three to ice it, that was critical. And, shouts out to Evan Fournier, who's finally starting to look like the Evan Fournier that we knew, when we called his agent and offered $19 million per year, right? Now let's hope he can continue it. But at the same time, help is here. Cam Reddish, number 21 now, rocking the orange and blue. You can go buy his jersey out here. And Cam Reddish is just going to light New York alight, I think. He's going to feel free finally. He's out of that situation that he's been wanted out for a long time. And Evan Fournier is feeling the heat. Who's not feeling the heat? One Quentin Grimes out here looking like a vet, right? Catches and just pulls up. Got nerves of steel. Does Quentin Grimes? He's seasoned. You can see it in him, right? He does not look like a player that's just come out as a freshman out of college, right? He looks like a player that's actually played 3 seasons of college, and that's no lie. He catches, he shoots instantly, trusts himself. He trusts his positioning on the court. Great switching on the pick and roll. Rarely gets beaten. If I'm honest, he does get the blow by every now and then, but Quentin Grimes deserves a lot of credit. The way he's just come in, from getting barely any minutes to coming in and playing meaningful minutes, right? Straight off the bat. And Knicks 100, we're going to get the 3rd seed. I'll be dancing on the table if we did that. Of course, there's a lot more basketball to be played, but big moves on their way. New York Knicks fan, big moves are coming. Leon Rose is working the phones. If we do pull off a big move, I could see the 3rd seed. But let's see. I love your optimism. And definitely a great big win, a big task. Just enjoy it. And, it feels good to finally be above 500, right? we're inching closer towards being a good team, right? We've been mediocre, average 500. At the end of this stretch, right, the next 4 games, we could be 5 games above 500 and actually be a good team. With Derrick Rose on the sidelines, Derrick Rose, nursing his ankle injury. I also tweeted out a point about Derrick Rose. He's saving mileage. Derrick Rose, while he's not playing, rehabbing his ankle, by the day, Derrick Rose is saving mileage on his body. So Derrick Rose will come back fit, healthy, locked and loaded, and rested, right? Rested for the second half of the season stretch for a playoff run. Geraldine, Evan is not feeling the heat. He was playing good before the trade as well. Great point with that one. He certainly was. Right before the trade, he was clicking against Boston, and he was hitting his shots. That's just what we need Evan Fournier to do: hit shots, pass the rock, dribble, drive, and Knicks 100. I don't know. Cleveland built different. You like Cleveland as well, yeah? Straight facts, right? Great roster construction for Cleveland. They deserve it. And be civilized. You got that tune in my head now. Dancing on the Ceiling, Lionel Richie. What a hit. We'll definitely be playing that. I promise you, I'll pull that one up if we get the 3rd seed, right? But minus the dancing on the table. Yeah, big task. You're so mean. The New York Knicks are mean. The New York Knicks handle their business, right? We punked Atlanta. What do you guys finally think about these rule changes with Trae Young? Trae Young don't look like Trae Young to me anymore, right? Without these referees wearing Atlanta jerseys. Trae Young looks human. Trae Young looks human. He can jack up those bricks from JFK Airport if he wants to, right? I don't care if you can sink a couple of them. That's not a high percentage shot, right? Give Trae Young all those logo shots he wants, right? Now I know why John Collins is fed up with him, right? Imagine being a teammate of Trae Young. You don't even know if you're going to get the ball or not, right? It's just him and playing 5-on-1 with Trae Young, right? Playing a game of horse, trying to shoot from all different spots on the court, right? How are you going to try to be a superstar, come up next to Trae Young, right? Atlanta are going to struggle trying to build a second superstar next to Trae Young, I think, right? Because Trae Young needs the ball in his hands, doesn't he? He absolutely needs the ball in his hands. Straight facts. And absolutely with that one. And I'm just reading off the YouTube chat at the minute while this damn StreamYard won't refresh the actual comment section for me to be able to bring comments up. If anyone knows any tips around it, let me know. Hopefully it comes to, and I'll start bringing everyone's comments up on the screen. But I'm going to keep shouting them out regardless. Keep the energy flowing, keep the street buzzing. And that's why, all the Hawks players are leaving. Nice facts. It's a crazy situation, right? It just goes to show season to season, it's different, Eastern Conference finalists, Atlanta Hawks, right? They don't look nothing like what they were last season. And you can't just say rule changes were the biggest reason. A lot of the other players are just getting a bit tired of Trae. I think that's what I can see. And Trae, can't get the cheap fouls, Lex, as well. That is a big factor right now. Lou Will and Gallo also tried to save Atlanta tonight, right? But they didn't have many other contributors right now. They need that backup point guard pretty well too. Sharif Cooper, what's up with him? Is he down in the G League, Sharif Cooper? He's got young promise. But yeah, big task. Grimes definitely took him back in the 90s with making him turn over. That was gritty nose 90s D from Quentin Grimes. Great performance tonight in his 16 minutes. Quentin Grimes was clutch. 3 of 3 from the field. Hit 2 of 2. Like Clyde said, when you got Clyde shouting you out, saying every time you come in, you hit your first 3, you're making an impression. Just 3 fouls. And his 8 points were absolutely critical off the bench for this team, right? They're absolutely critical. And Ilmatics, salute Ilmatics. Cam did say he was unhappy with the role on the team. absolute straight facts with that one. That's one of the biggest reasons he wanted to get out of there. Lack of minutes, lack of opportunity. Yeah, and of course, trying to play with a player like that. Trae Young, obviously they're trying to capitalize on his strengths, but when he's got the rock in his hand on a string, who else can get any shine out there, right? And obviously Clint Capella was the big omission tonight for Atlanta, but it didn't matter. Even if they did have Clint Capella, I still think Mitch would have had a really good game. Maybe not a double-double, but he definitely would have, helped us win the game like he did, this season so far. And he was sorely missed in the playoff down last year as well. I think that series would have gone so different with Mitch out there, right, containing Trae Young. And we all saw it tonight. How many times did Trae Young actually get into the paint tonight and pop up that floater or that alley-oop or kick out like he had all day in the playoffs last season, right? Trae was scared to even come in the paint tonight with Mitch down there, right? He was happy throwing up those logo shots. It was absolutely wild and as well. Yet Reddish will be a big part of the second unit, Shah. Absolute facts. Yeah, he'll start out in the second unit, and he will, get his feet. He will acclimate to this team. Come in and show glimpses. His defense and shooting, athleticism, and then I think he'll get more and more minutes as the season goes along. Well, number 21 for the New York Knicks, Cam Reddish, here now. It just feels good to say that, right? We bona fide talent upgraded on this one. And like Eric been saying, yep, salute Eric, give you your flowers on that one. You force him to shoot, like you said, look at Trae, definitely with that one. Force him to be a jump shooter, absolutely. Give him all the shots he wants, right? If it means everyone else can go quiet, go cold, that's why it's so hard to play with those kind of players, right? They're disruptive, right? Disruptive to everybody's chemistry, their flow. They can't get into a rhythm right there. And Manchild, Fournier has been impressing all of us as of late, and it started with the 44 piece against Boston. That definitely impressed me, a career high. That's what we paid the $19 million for as well. And like Sharp Powers has been saying as well all season, Evan Fournier is a playoff player. He's a big game player. So, could we be seeing him become a force for this team actually right before the playoffs? He's a big game player, is Evan Fournier. He's not going to be shaken or rattled in the playoffs, whatsoever. Will Evan Fournier. He's a big gamer, and I think he's definitely going to help us if he stays on this squad. If he stays here, Evan Fournier's presence will continue. And like P Nice has been saying, healthy competition. Minutes are going to be it's going to be tough trying to win minutes with Grimes playing like he is, with Fournier and Cam coming up in here. Right, it only means great things for the New York Knicks. And when they practice, like Tibb says, he preaches practice, practice, practice. Let's get it. And at the end of the day, I think it's just going to benefit this New York Knicks team. It's going to benefit, and of course, star Jay Barrett. He won't be the dude that has to defend every single wing, on every single night. Having an extra defender up in here, and also hiding Evan Fournier, wherever you can, that's just going to mean great things. So salute to everyone. Salute to the chat show. New York Knicks back above 500 now, and it's a great feeling. We're celebrating on a Saturday night. The feeling is right, and we're getting down. Knicks got to they've got to get one more 6'8", 6'9" wing for Kemba quickly or Rose, and it's over from Knicks 100 as well. Karis LeVert, what do you think about that? That's another wing out there. People have been talking about Karis LeVert, and of course, Jeremiah Grant. He's got some size, length. He's a crazy wing. He's Jeremy Grant. So what do you think of those two prospects out there? They're available. They're more available right now than any player I can think of for their teams. So, but great insight to that. And Lex the Destroyer, Mitch showing what would have happened if he was here for the playoffs last season. Facts with that one. His impact's on another level right now. He's hustling, the rebounding, patrolling the paint, and staying out of foul trouble, most importantly, as well. I'll pull up the box score again. How many fouls did Mitch have? He had the one personal foul, just one. That's right. And Kenny Albert, Clyde Frazier were mentioning that as well, which is crazy, right? From where Mitch has come from, right? To being a foul-prone dude, to just getting one foul. That foul came late in the game too. Manchild again reinstates 14 points, 13 boards for Mr. Mitchell Robinson, the man from Louisiana. And Eric's winning streak, like you said, salute. Let's predict the next winning streak, Eric. Do we sweep the next 4, do you think? And Pudge Karras, let's go get another athletic scoring wing, Karras Levert. Hopefully, if he's healthy and be civilized. To be honest, Mitch better eat because it was no Capella out there. Yep, absolutely. Yep, he's definitely did what he needed to do. But Knicks 100, Sadiq Bey. Oh, I can dream for Sadiq Bey right now. He would be a dream for this squad right here with Sadiq Bey. That'd take us to another level. But I don't think Detroit's going to part with Sadiq at all. And P. Nice keeps seeing Turner, Karras, and Brunson as well. Some big names out there, and I think Leon Rose ain't done yet. He ain't done dealing, wheeling. And yes, Sir Lex, Mitch would own Capella as well, like he did in the first game, I believe. Mitch getting more and more confident every single day. Homegrown, right? We talk about how many times do the New York Knicks rock with a player that's homegrown. And Mitchell Robinson is definitely that player for us, right? Selected 39th overall, 36th overall. It was a steal, was Mitchell Robinson. And he could be the one to break the Charlie Ward curse before RJ Barrett, right? No one's really mentioned that. If Mitchell Robinson signs his extension, he'll be the dude for the New York Knicks that breaks the Charlie Ward curse as well. So I'd love that. I put this on record. I'll go out and buy a Mitchell Robinson jersey. The moment he signs his extension, I'll go out and buy a Mitch jersey. And Sadiq Bey could be the missing piece. And quiet money as well. Mitch gonna eat regardless nowadays as well. He's gaining in confidence, right? His conditioning, cardio has been a huge difference maker for this squad, getting up and down, right? I know at times it's funny. It looks like Mitch is laboring, but I think it's sort of his way of saving some energy because Mitch never looks short of energy to me. He bounces back up like a kangaroo. When he catches the ball, he goes back up. And you just see the other opposing center just look up like, oh my God, this is what I'm dealing with. And I only hope Mitch can put someone massive on a poster right now. Just put somebody on a huge poster and put them on their feet. Illmatic likes Sadiq Bey too. Let's see what happens out there in Detroit, right? They're open for business like a 7-Eleven. They're wheeling and dealing because, they're young, they're tanking, and they don't know what their future holds. So maybe we can raid the cupboard bare for Detroit, right? We'll give them all the draft picks we have, and let's get Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, take them all off their hands. And Manchild, we're one game behind Charlotte for 7 seed. Okay, that's crazy talk. And we play Charlotte next. Let's go get that dub and put them where they need to be. Great comment, Manchild, with that one. To think that's crazy. To think we're so close to the 7 seed right now. And P Nice, Pistons do have some dogs. Straight facts. With that one, they're building nice identity right there with chemistry. And Dwayne Casey, salute to the Pistons. They gave us all we had. They gave us all they had, I think, didn't they? Their G League squad took it to us. Knicks 100 wants to trade Randall for Isaiah Stewart and Bey. We got to make that move. Wow, that's an interesting move right there. I think if Detroit weren't retooling, rebuilding, I think that would definitely be somewhat more realistic possibility. And yeah, facts, Lex. We need to rock with our homegrowns. Yep, homegrown in our own backyard. We need to continue, or we need to change that about this culture. Think about how all the flowers Toronto get, all the flowers that OKC get, all these teams. The New York Knicks are starting to be noticed as a team that takes care of their players now, right? We take care of our Julius. We paid him, looked after him, and rewarded him. RJ Barrett, Star J Barrett, another player that we're out here, looking after. And how good would it look if Mitch was paid as well, and kept around. And like P. Nice says, Mitch will be in full shape by the playoffs. Yep, yes, sir. He will with that one, P. Nice. I think, Mitch is just working his way, and it's just taken a little bit of time, but he's here. He's been a bully under the boards, Illmatics. It's tough, right? There aren't even that many centers that can contain Mitch. Other centers be like, facts, quiet money, looking up. Even Joel Embiid struggled with his lateral quickness. And Manchild says we got to trade Noel, Kemba, and Taj as well. Definitely want to get out of Noel and Kemba's contracts, Manchild. That would be nice to be able to wheel and deal, clear the decks a little bit, clear the books, and continue to be flexible. Open things up, for this team. And Shah says, put some respect on Mitch. Like he said in the pre-game, Knicks Real Talk. Like, subscribe. Sharp Power spitting facts. Put respect on Mitch's name. Given some extra cash payout. Jim Dolan maybe taking care of Mitch's family. Let's hope. And facts, Pudge. We gave out bonuses last year too, as well. Jim Dolan's checkbook runs long, and the league knows about that. We look after dudes. Taj Gibson, we looked after him, right? We could have given him the vet min. We gave Taj Gibson a 2-year, $5 million deal per year for 2 years as well. So we take care of our own. And I think Mitch is winning Tibbs over. I think he's winning. There was always that debate, is Noel going to start? Is Mitch going to start? What's been happening when both are healthy? Well, one, Noel's never healthy right now. So it's not even an argument anymore. But let's say Noel was healthy. I think Tibbs is rocking with Mitch all day long and every day on Sunday. And we didn't even say what. We don't even know who Sadiq Bey is. Quiet money. Taj can stay. Vet mentor. Good for the locker room. Good for Mitch as well. Can't understate the effect that Taj is having on Mitch. And Manchol, we thought RJ was going to go for another 30 piece. Nice one with that. He finished with obviously 20. What was it? Mitch finished with 26 points, plus 8 in the 41 minutes. I was wishing he got the 30 piece as well. That may have really put that Eastern Conference Player of the Week, in his hands. That would have been special. He's hit his buzzer beater. Imagine being a buzzer beater at Eastern Conference Player of the Week all in 1 week. And I said it that night after that buzzer beater. I can pull up some receipts later. I said Star J Barrett would be the New York Knicks' best player for the second half of this season. You hit your buzzer beater at 21 years old. You're going to feel so much more confident, loosey-goosey, out there, comfortable, and no one's in RJ's way anymore. He knows that the future is bright for him, right? He knows he can straight dominate for RJ Barrett, and there's going to be many more players of the week to come. But let's hope we all get a nice surprise. Taj is a good influence. Illmatics, definitely. Taj Gibson, what can you say? He's a hustler. Gives us all that he's got. He deserves every penny, every dollar he earns for this team. And wouldn't be surprised if Tibbs wants to keep him another year. Taj could even be that dude that plays till he's 40 and just sits on the end of the bench like a Udonis Haslam. And P. Nice, Noel is out of here based on attendance. Facts. Real King got us all buzzing. Salute. Quiet money. which Mitch wasn't eligible for a bag, but he's going to get what he got coming to him, spitting money. Yeah, facts. What would you give Mitch, Quiet? Me, I said, maybe 12, 14. Nice 12, 14 for 3 years. I think that'd be a nice payday based on what we've seen so far. If he continues this up, probably maybe by the end of the season, he might be eligible, for a 16, 18. And like Lex says, yeah, it's RJ week. Let's just declare it RJ week right now. And especially having Cam Reddish here. Having Cam Reddish here is just gonna help RJ take him to the next level in terms of being more comfortable. Another wing, more help, a player that can score, defend. And that's a big thing. RJ's had the big load to bear with Evan Fournier struggling. Evan Fournier, his play early this season put a lot of strain and stress on RJ, but he's fought through it. He's worked through the lumps, and I'm happy for the man. I'm so happy for him. Yep, I'm back. Just had a refresh. Now I can get these comments going for everybody up on the screen. Salute. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's a beautiful thing. We got us buzzing up in here. New York Knicks above 500. It's RJ week from Lex the Destroyer, and Knicks 100. You get Bay and Cam rotating in and out. Small forwards would be on lock. We would never get destroyed by wings if we add Bay to Cam. Facts, right? I'm in ecstasy with that idea. Our wing spot's been a weakness, but to solidify that now with Star J Barrett on the rise, that's crazy talk. I think the point guard spot's something they're really, really looking heavily into right now. But Mitch or Turner, who starts? Great question, Sharp Powers. I was just about to say, on that note, I don't really care if we don't get Miles Turner anymore. Let's just keep Mitch, right? Let's just keep Mitch. And Manchild agrees. No to Turner. Yeah, he can stretch the floor, but $18 million, like that's a big decision to make, and you've got to give up assets to get that $18 million, right? So that's interesting. Yeah, Lex, 10 out of 10 to 13 for Mitch. Appreciate that. 10 to 13, and facts. Finally, RJ got some help. P nice. Yep, absolutely. And the streets are on fire. All to you. I appreciate everyone keeping this thing buzzing. It's the late show, the chat show, keeping it buzzing after the New York Knicks above 500. We have a better record than last season at this point. Let that sink in the words of Man, right? Last season, we were 21 and 22, I believe. At this point last season, of course, this season, it's a different story right now. We are 22 and 21. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But no, we can't rest on our laurels, right? 3 winnable games. Let's get it rolling. Let's get the streets buzzing, up in the Mecca. And Sherwin's asking Sharp Powers, who do you think is a better player out of Mitch and Turner? Defensively, Mitch is the best defensive center in the NBA right now as well. He's definitely making a claim. He's making a claim for himself now, Sherwin. And Stewart is just big from Quiet Money. Noel kick rocks. Get out of here. I was so frustrated, be civilized. When I saw that the New York Knicks tweet that out, I'm like, man. And same with Kemba. Your best ability is your availability. I'm sick of these in and outs all the time. So many disruptions now compared to last season. And P nice, the Cam deal is the D Rose deal from last season as well. You took the words out of my mouth with that one, fam. Great minds think alike. With that, straight up in here. Who's going to have the bigger impact? Cam Reddish. That deal has the ability to be even better than the D Rose deal. Could be 10 out of 10 straight a straight hijacking. Basically, we robbed the bank with that one. And these are the kind of moves we've been wanting the New York Knicks to do for so long. Gamble on high upside, a player like what Karis LeVert was before he became Karis LeVert. That kind of thing, right? Try and take a gamble on a young dude that becomes a huge star, a huge asset. Like Indiana, when they finally gave the keys to Paul George, they had Danny Granger and they gave Paul George the keys, and then he became Paul George. Let's see what happens with Cam the Man. And Sherwin Sharp Powers, Turner takes twice as many shots as Mitch and scores 5 points more on a lot less efficiency rating too. Yeah, Turner takes a lot more jump shots, not as many stuff around the rim as well, like Mitch. And Manchild, we better take care of the 4 games coming up. Absolutely, right? No letdowns. We got to get to work and keep it buzzing. And that's why I love this shake-up too with Cam Reddish coming in. That is going to, it's good for the locker room. If you're bringing in a good talent with good character, that is healthy for the locker room shake-up, right? Because suddenly players are, it's a healthy fear for their minutes. And they're going to have to straight pull up their big boy pants and get to work, because Cam Reddish, when he's healthy, he's going to want minutes, and he will get minutes. And facts, P nice. Sherwin, the Knicks must get a starting point too to take the pressure off Randall and RJ as well. Yep, that's been the story of the season, right? Story for a decade or more. We need that point guard. Who do you want in here, Sherwin? Were you saying, can't remember if you were on the De'Aaron Fox deal, but do you want De'Aaron Fox up in here, Sherwin? Sharp Powers does think Mitch is fits better for this season, and the 1.8 mil, he can't do better than that. Plus, I think we can keep Mitch for cheaper than what Turner is getting. Yep, absolutely straight facts with that one. And Cam was just laughing on the bench today. P nice. Yep, he knows he's on the better team. And that's why K Knox looks so down, right? K Knox, poor guy, looked so confused out there, right? He didn't know who to root for. He was probably rooting for the Knicks still, secretly. And Knicks 100, we don't need him to. Nothing but hold his own versus these little bigs. 6'8", 6'9" Stewart will do that with ease. And P Nice says, RJ said to the front office, asked him, did he want Cam here? It's really his team now as well. Yep, having big boy input into this movements for the team, right? Star J Barrett, Leon Rose is doing smart business, right? He knows the extensions can be coming up. So what do? You start to involve the dude a lot more in decisions, talk to him like he's part of this future. Hopefully you can get that price down a little bit. And Lex Fax, Cam was having a blast watching us smack his former team out there. He was, yep. And he looked like he's closer to getting healthy. Cam Reddish was putting up J's before the start of the game. The ankle looked okay. Obviously he wasn't cutting and moving around. But, I think it's just going to be a couple of games. And Sherwin Mitch will not be cheap next year. What I have been reading, the Hornets will offer Mitch the max as well. That'd be interesting, right? The Charlotte Hornets do miss a center right now. So let's see. And Knicks 100, it's crystal clear Little Bigs destroy Randall and Mitch. And Frederick, salute, we back. We're back in town. We're back in action, above 500 now. Our heads above water, finally. And finally, we may not look back right now. We may just put our foot on the gas, leave everyone in the past. And the New York Knicks may just, like last season, just go on that big run, right? I was saying before the season, I think we would have a longer than 9-game win streak this season. Look like a hot take, but maybe it might happen. Maybe it might come true. What do you guys think? Do you think we can win a bigger than a 9-game win streak this season and beat last season's streak as well? I was optimistic before the season, but I think now it's possible. We get that point guard. We get Cam Reddish, settled in. And Quiet Money says, Knicks 100. So are we going to score 70 points a game and try to win games? Sherwin, Fox is just like Sexton. They are score first point guards. We need a pass first point guard that can shoot and defend as well. Okay, so tell me which guy do you want and which one is available? Jalen Brunson can do a bit of both, but he's undersized. Kendrick Nunn, I've been saying Kendrick Nunn could be another stopgap. And Lex, your boy Corner Kev, number 5. Straight facts, right? Did we see a Kongwu from Knicks 100? A Kongwu punched Randall's dunk attempt twice. Yeah, Randall lacked some hops with that one. He didn't go up with conviction. Manchot, why is the game in the afternoon on Monday against Charlotte, right? Tell me about it. I can't stand those early games. For me, I got to wake up in the middle of the night to watch those. But either way, it's an important game. We got to get that dub, right? Salute Kenny J, TH, Truth on the pass first point guard. Salute. P Nice, Mitch is my guy, but he would be great on the Hornets. Absolutely. Getting up and down with LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges. That'd be box office. And like Sherwin's been saying, maybe the Charlotte Hornets do see that as a piece for them. And Knicks 100, we would score more. Quite, our wings would be wild and quite. A Kongu had 12 points and 5 boards. Please, bro. Sherwin, Darius is who he wants. That's right. Darius Garland. He's the one you would want to get. Is he available? What are you going to have to give up to get a Darius Garland, Sexton's the one that Cleveland want to move on from, isn't he? But if you can steal Darius, yeah, I'm all for that. I'd give him 2 first-round picks to get a Darius Garland up in here. And like P Nice says, Brunson would be off the bench. He's too undersized. And Knicks 100, the stat, what did your eyes see? F the stats. D Ras, salute. Knox 1 step out the league. And it's a sad sight. But yeah, every time I see him, to be honest, I just never want to see him because it just rings home that we flamed out and we missed out on that pick, right? That was crazy. That was a crazy situation, flaming out with that pick. Those guys need to be held accountable for drafting Kevin Knox and losing on that. And Brunson, yeah, Sherwin Brunson's defense is too weak for us. Darius Garland, the world is what they still want. I can agree with your Brunson take, but is Darius Garland's defense much better than Brunson's defense? Isn't Garland smaller than Jalen? And Lexi, he can see Knox winding up in the G League, and then eventually the Shanghai Sharks as well. Yeah, I was joking that last night. But if Kevin Knox can get minutes, if he can hit some shots, he does shoot. Like that skill's never going to go away for Kevin Knox. But he needs to start playing D. He's not going to get on the floor for Nate McMillan or any other coach if he can't play no D. And like Quiet, you saw us handle the Hawks pretty easily, and Mitch had a way better game. And Sean Obi will be out the league before Knox. Wow, that's a hot take right there. Obi Toppin will be out the league before Knox. And no to they're the same size is Jalen Brunson as well as Darius Garland. Okay, yep, they are very, very similar size, but I don't think one's D is better than the other. And Knicks 100, do you realize a Kongwu don't play much, right? Because Clint Capella up in here, and everyone having a good time. P Nice. The New York Knicks handled their business, right? Made the Hawks look like a fool. It was a beautiful thing to see. Finally, we're over these awful losses, right? It's like we've been through the jungle this season, and we've finally made it to that oasis, that spot where the nice cool water's at, And yeah, a lot of takes on Kev Knox. It's definitely divided the fan base. From the hoodie Kevs to everyone else to Frankie Boy's situation. The New York Knicks, they pooed the bed with those 2 picks, right? Our organization would be a lot where we need to be had we nailed those picks. right there, I think. And we'd definitely be right where we need to be, but we're not, and that's a sad situation. But bringing in the Cam Reddish thing, that's definitely turned things around, in my opinion. Right, that's turned things around. And be civilized. The Lakers got smacked by the Nuggets today, by 36. That was crazy. And served with a stick in their belongings in the White Street on their back, all the way back to LA, 133.96. And talk about problems right there. Yep, the LA Lakers stink right now, and I'm here for that. LeBron James, AD, they got what they wanted. They got their bubble ring, right? Their little gumball ring that they got that has an asterisk on it, and now they got some problems up in here, right? It's a fire sale out in LA, I think. It's funny, they want to hold on to players like Taylor Horton Tucker for dear life, but they want to upgrade the team some way, right? Yet they threw away Alex Caruso, who's been balling out. And Sherwin says Obi plays no to little D at all. That's definitely not helping him get more minutes. And Knicks 100 shocked the Lakers have a winning record. Me too. I think it's going to catch up with them. Knicks 100. It's going to catch up to them as the season goes along, because they're old. They're a full team of vets. And Sherwin says he's not a Knox fan, but just know Knicks fans are delusional about Obi as well. So he wanted to see Knox get some shine here. And you don't think Obi's a part for the future. You also don't like the IQ game as well. You want to package those two out of here. One I could see out of here. The other one, I think, is attached to Tibbs like anything. So I don't see IQ out of here at all. And to be civilized, our record in LA is the same record as well. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. LA is struggling, but the thing is, we have way farther upside than LA Lakers right now. And Sherwin doesn't like Fournier's game at all as well. He's soft on D. Obviously, he's a talented offensive player, is Evan. Quiet says to Knicks 100, that's for a reason, bro. He's a hustle and energy guy. That's about it. Why would you Atlanta pay him more as well? The gumball ring, facts. The Disneyland ring, right, with a fake diamond on it, almost. And Manchol says, I'm a team fan, but I have a liking for Mitch. That's from Sherwin. And Manchol says, well, if that's what you think about Obi and IQ, fine as well. So a lot of debate on our young pieces, right? But for me, I'm a New York Knicks fan, first and foremost. That's what gets me up. And I think, we have a lot of young talent that's going to be around for a long time. But some of these parts and not all of the parts can stay, right? Not all of these parts can hang around here. You saw what Atlanta had to do with Cam Reddish, right? They had to ship Cam Reddish out of here because of poor asset management, right? That's poor asset management. And what we're doing to Obi, whether you like him or not, is poor asset management. So if he has to get moved, he may have to get moved. At the end of the day, he's hurting his trade value and he's hurting his development by not even playing. And Quiet saying Fournier is helping us win games. We got to stop with the favorites as well. Yep. Just give whoever's balling out, just give them their flowers, right? Every player is going to have deficiencies. Quiet, Sherwin, Chat, everybody has deficiencies, right? You got to accentuate a player's strengths and try and hide their weaknesses, right? For all that you love about Mitch, Mitch is never going to be no talented offensive player, right? As far as what it looks like. So he is what he is. Julius Randle is what he is, right? There are nights Julius Randle gives me fits just watching him play. And there are some times he looks great. It's all comparative to what contract you're on right now. And Lex wants to go hashtag youth movement up in here all the way. That is the way this front office is excelling, in my opinion, Lex, Chat. good asset management in terms of young pieces. We can find those gems, those diamonds in the rough later in the draft. And that's what sets you apart from all teams, right? Look at how Golden State's dynasty was made through the draft. How did Denver Nuggets suddenly become a good team? Jamal Murray with Joker, finding Joker in the second round. Miami finding Bam Adebayo with the 13th pick. Utah Jazz finding Donovan Mitchell with the 13th pick. Devin Booker with the 12th pick. All these stars generally come, well, a lot of stars come in the 10 to 20 range. Yeah, and the New York Knicks are finding their way with this, smart front office. And Ilmatics asks, could Cam play the 4 as well? Yep, he definitely can. Ilmatics, yep, small ball 4, and look out for that more if Obi gets moved. And D. Ras, to be civilized, no ring for drama queen, Le GM on that one as well. Yep, he's going to find it real tough. And then he's going to speak to the GM and try to have everybody traded out there, right? He's probably going to backstab AD, or he's going to request home to Cleveland. And and like Quiet says, he's been a Knicks fan over 30 years, like myself. You've seen players come and go, and you're all about the team success, team on our front and our back. The New York Knicks, that's it. And a Knicks 100 says play Cam at the 4 would be foolish as well. It depends on the lineups, of course. If other teams are going small, Cam 6'8" would be athletic, would be a nice mismatch for some units as well. But he needs to stretch the floor. He needs to shoot at a good clip. And Sherwin says Cam was a top point guard in high school ranking. He's not playing the 4. Knicks 100. Let's get this small, all nonsense small ball out the mind, please. As well, he wants to go big. And like Manchild saying too, the Bulls are coming back down to earth. Good point with that one. Facts. They lost as well. Brooklyn and the Heat and the Bucks are all tied with the Bulls with 27 wins as well. That last Bulls loss, that really hurt me. The one where we beat them the first time with the DeRozan miss with RJ D'ing up, that was great. And I really wanted us to beat Chicago in that second game we played them as well. We'd be even closer. And I've been flirting with the standings. If we win the next 4, we go 26 and 21, right? And the current team that's leading the East, Bulls, at 27 wins, right? So regardless of what they did in the next 4 games, if we win the next 4, we'd be, right up there. We'd be right up there in the hunt for the top teams, which would be crazy. So, like I said, back to the winning streak. Can we win more than 9 games in a row this season, do you think? Can the New York Knicks win nine or more? I predicted we would at the start of the season. It hasn't looked pretty so far, but, if we get things together, it's a possibility. Starting units starting to click, right? And that's a scary thing for everyone out there. The trade season brings about some healthy fear for players. We don't know. The players don't know who's coming or going, right? They know Leon Rose out here, commanding things left, right, and center. So at the end of the day, the players are playing with a healthy fear. I think that's just going to spur us even further than we need, play hard each and every night. Now it's put up or shut up time. A move was made. They saw one of their beloved teammates in the red and the mustard tonight, Kevin Knox, rocking number 5. That has to hit home that nobody's safe. Nobody's safe on this roster right now. And Leon's going to continue to canvass offers right now. Look for some more Woj bombs to drop, any day now. Manchot, Cam is better suited at the 3 spot. Yep, absolutely with that. And he's definitely going to get minutes with us. You don't give up a first-round selection to not play the man. So I can definitely see, Cam definitely playing some healthy minutes. And he's going to make a huge impact. And Sherwin says, yeah, Manchild, I've been watching Cam in high school when RJ was rated the top player. Cam was rated 1 or 2 or 3 in most high school rankings as well. Yet he definitely was highly touted. And salute IQJ, salute fam. Let's get it. Knicks above 500 for the first time in a long time. And Sherwin says Cam was only 6'5" in high school as well. Yep, so he shot up, was handling the point. Randall looking like that guy we paid 100 mil to recently. IQJ. Yep, absolute facts. Straight facts with that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the StreamYard or refresh the page. So I'll be out for a split second. And I'm back in full effect. Hopefully it doesn't glitch anymore. I can continue to bring these comments up on the screen, give everybody their flowers they deserve. New York Knicks loyalty up in here. Streets are buzzing. IQJ, welcome. And like Sherwin says, yeah, 6'5" in high school. Cam Reddish shot up. Randall looking like that man. IQ. This is exactly what we paid for, right? Let's hope he can continue and keep this thing up. And Manchild says to Sherwin, I know everything about Cam from high school to today. And like Sherwin, what I've been reading is Cam is not 6'10" in sneakers. Well, I think he's what, 6'8"? He'd be 6'8", I believe. Lex the Destroyer. Randall still has shades of Foulius Randall tonight as well. Yep. He's always good for his 2 turnovers, I believe. I'll bring up the box score again. How many turnovers did Foulius to have tonight? Just 1 turnover. Okay. Yep. But shot selection at times. That's where I really want that point guard to take the ball out of his hands, right? And Quiet says, I think we're going to have a few hot streaks that will put everything back in proper perspective. I think we can actually top last season's win total as well. Yeah, that'd be nice, Quiet. Do you think, based on the current roster we have, or are you also factoring in that we might make a couple of huge upgrades as well? Given this current team, I'll be okay with us just making smaller moves. Obviously try to see what you can do with the point guard spot. But if we can just get Noel, we can get Nerlens out of here, I'm all for that. Sign me up with that one. Obviously chemistry, camaraderie, all that thing, the locker room, that's a huge, huge thing. With the teams, with when you're looking at this team success, that's what it's all about, for the New York Knicks. And the comment thing's glitching again, so I'm just going to jump back to the YouTube. And Cam is now 6'8" without shoes, says Sherwin. And Lex Quiet, he's also got smacked by a Kongwu twice tonight. That was brutal, wasn't it? That was brutal, those blocks. That was momentum shifters, changes right there. But at the end of the day, we bounce back, we rebound. Credit to the starting unit tonight for the New York Knicks. They got back in the game. Tibbs called timeouts, when needed at the right times. And that's exactly what we needed out here. And Lex is saying, don't get me wrong, he has been playing much better, but I still found myself yelling at the screen with the passion that you have. Definitely. And do you want the ball run through RJ Barrett's hands more? Star J Barrett, he had a beautiful kick out assist, right, to Grimes and Fournier. That was just beautiful to see, right? RJ Barrett's playmaking and court vision on full effect, right? That was just glorious. And I think Tibbs is starting to really look at that a lot more, right? Run a lot more plays for Star J Barrett. And Manchild Okongwu is trash as well. Young up and comer, but at the end of the day, he was no match for Mitch, right? And also the second Okongwu went out, Julius just took it to the cup. Everyone was just dominating right now. and Star J getting to the cup at will. What's impressed me with Star J the most, his handle. He's been keeping the handle, the dribble alive, getting into the paint, drawing contact, and he's starting to get respected. Starting to get respected by the refs now, right? Star J Barrett, they hear the noise, the buzz. He's actually getting some foul calls for once, which is good to see, right? But he did get clobbered a couple of times too, right? He shouted at the ref. He got clobbered on one of those, but didn't get the call. And yeah, IQ, the entire starting unit played well. Once again, to see it, everyone is contributing. Yeah, that's got to help Tibbs sleep well at night too, because now the problem lies back to the bench. Derrick Rose is out. You've got Obi slumping a bit, struggling. His confidence is down. You're seeing IQ also have up and downs. But Alec Burks in the starting unit means that the bench unit isn't as strong as it used to be. And thank God for Quentin Grimes. Thank God that he's stepped up and been able to come in and play meaningful minutes, because Quentin Grimes absolutely helped us out tonight with his 8 points off the bench, his 2 from 2 from deep, and that little pull up mid range J from Quentin Grimes was nice too. And just from watching Grimes, it looks like he does have more in his arsenal. I could just see a player that looks like he wants to put it on the floor, but he's playing within the game still. He's playing within the team concept, and he's kicking it back out. But you can see that he's itching to pull off that dribble step back move that Quentin Grimes can do. We've seen it in summer league. He can get to his spot and around the elbow, and then he pulls up the step back. And Quentin Grimes, obviously his limitation is size 6'4". If he was 6'6", yeah, that'd be a scary ceiling for Quentin Grimes if he was 6'6". But take what we can get. I'm loving him so far, and he's going to have a bright future for the New York Knicks. The fact that they rejected the trade, Atlanta tried to swindle us, but Leon wasn't having it. Leon Rose was not having that. Quentin Grimes is a New York Knick, and we picked him for a reason. And quiet, Lex, but Randall was still the best player tonight on the court, and 1 assist away from the triple-double with just 1 turnover. What are we talking about? And Lex's consistency is key. Consistency is key. Julius is definitely seeing RJ start to become Star J, and that's lightening the load. Whether he's with it or not, he has to feel good about the fact that he doesn't have to carry the load each and every night like last year. For last year, for us to win, Julius had to play 43 minutes, right, and score 30 points a night, most nights, for us to even have a chance. And outside of D Rose, he was the most relied upon. But now he's got to feel good seeing Star J do his thing. And of course, more people out here. Like IQ says, that's right. Your prediction is either Tibbs will send Burks back to the bench to reinforce the bench squad that is struggling and start Cam, or continue to start Burks and let Cam bolster the bench as well. Yeah, so that's a beautiful thing, IQ too. It's they're flippable, Burks and Cam, whichever way Tibbs likes. We got the soldiers now, especially on the defensive end. Cam's size and length is going to be a nightmare for switchable defense. And also, can you imagine Cam Reddish next to Quentin Grimes on the wing spot? Can you imagine Derrick Rose with Cam and Grimes next to each other? Or obviously IQ with Cam and Grimes together. That defense is going to be on another level, right? That's going to put people in straitjackets, and going to be a nice two-way scoring lineup, yeah, as well. And Quiet says, yeah, I get it, but remember that we're asking Randall to change his game once again as well. So that is difficult for a 27-year-old to adapt, right, and change their game. I think what we're getting from Julius is Julius Randall. I don't really see too many, see him morph into something else anymore. If anything, he needs to be reined in a little bit more with coaching for when our next star, RJ Barrett and another star comes in. How does Julius then adapt his game after that happens? Because it's happening. It's inevitable. Leon Rose, Scott Perry, William Worldwide West, they do have a plan, right? We just don't know what it is just yet, but they do have a plan to bring in that third dude. Hopefully RJ Barrett becomes that next all-star for us, but they've got to bring in somebody else. And from what Be Civilized, from what you're seeing of late, everyone is starting to play for each other and having fun doing what that is. That's basketball. When you're winning and it's fun with your fellow teammates as well. Facts, good comment. This squad needs to start playing for each other consistently. And I think Alec Burks is having a good effect, right? Alec Burks is, from what you see, is a good character guy. He's always smiling, always laughing out there. And Alec Burks definitely eases the burden for some of these, for these other starters, because Burks can defend on the pick and roll, can switch, he can pull up from three, he can do it all. And Quiet says, Be Civilized, big facts, bro, good observation. And Knicks 100, we have Kemba, Rose, IQ, Burks, and Evan. Somebody got to go. In fact, two of them got to go, if not three. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with it. Kemba Rose, Kemba's contract got to go. Rose, I would like to keep. IQ, Burks, if you can use them to bring in an all-star impact player, and of course Evan Fournier's contract is probably going to be needed as well. But I noticed you didn't put in Nerlens Noel there. I know you want to keep Nerlens Noel around, but he can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy right now. And Ilmatics, Burks is the good glue guy, right? Is he the dude that's unlocked this starting unit a bit more? Also, it's been tricky for all of them because IQ came in the other day, got a start. Who else has had a start? Deuce McBride had a start. Kemba Walker came in for that playoff week that he scored. The Eastern Conference Player of the Week. It's been crazy for this starting unit to adapt to a different point guard all throughout this season so far. Even Derrick Rose, I think, has had to start a game or two. But Alec Burks' demeanor, that's what makes him an incredible trade asset. The moment he left Golden State, the moment he left Philly, they were raving about the opportunity to get him back again. They didn't want to part ways with him, but they had to, unfortunately, to get some weapons. But Alec Burks is going to be in hot demand. Look out for that. First round selection, maybe a late first for Alec Burks, MJ Burks. Nice performance tonight with 17 points, plus 11. Played a big 36 minutes for us, a 50% from the field. Didn't shoot great from three, but hit all of his free throws. That's what you love. Ice cold Alec Burks, right? I trust him in the fourth quarter of a playoff situation because he can hit free throws, right? Alec Burks hits his free throws. And I agree with Lex, the teamwork is what's making us better, especially with Randall as well, trusting the teammates, right? No poor shot selection, no going ISO heavy one-on-one, just sharing the rock with your friends, right? Getting the best shot available. And if you've noticed, sometimes at times we've overpassed, right? Sometimes it's been frustrating. We've overpassed the rock and, got a shot clock violation. So that is a big signifier that we are moving the ball a lot. We're looking for each other and we're moving the rock. And Be Civilized, we can't let Burks go. I can see that happening too. He's critical to this and he's under contract for a very nice contract. Is Alec Burks. $10 million for another year or two. Hey, that's just going to be more valuable every year it goes, I think. So let's maybe hold on to him for one more year and see what he does. And Knicks 100, our bigs are suspect. We can't afford to lose any of them. That's straight facts, right? I don't think Tibbs trusts Jericho yet, Jericho Sims, but Nerlens Noel, Taj, and Mitch as well. It's clear he doesn't want to go small ball whatsoever. He doesn't want Randall at the 5, doesn't want Obi at the 5. The only centers that Tibbs ever plays is Mitch, Noel, and Sims and Taj. That's it. And Be Civilized yet. Noel and Kemba are the first to get out of here from LaGuardia as well. I can see that happening too. Nerlens Noel, tonight was the straw that broke the camel's back for me tonight, right? He's about to finally come back, or had come back recently, out again. What can you do with Nerlens Noel, right? A sore left knee. I mean, we've got enough players with sore knees right now. We don't need none of that, especially with Kemba and Rose always in and out, and a 36-year-old Taj Gibson. And Quiet says we'll cross the bridge when we get to it. Right now, he just wants us to keep getting better and more comfortable with each other as well. Yep. Just let the front office do their work and handle their business. They're evaluating every single game like we are. They're evaluating every day what can be done, what moves are available. They know around the league what's happening, but we just need to see what happens. See, one element we need to consider, if the New York Knicks, and this is a big possibility, if we sweep the next 4 games, it'd be 5 games above 500. That's a pretty tough decision to shake things up again, right? Chemistry is everything. If you're on a 5-game, 6-7 game winning streak, and you already made the Cam Reddish move to pull off a big trade, like to tell your teammates, the locker room, that Mitch is out of here or Obi's out of here or something, on a 5, 6, 7 game winning streak, that's going to be challenging. So maybe they do, put things on hold a little bit just to see what it looks like. Now, I know it's a soft 4-game schedule coming up, but it does get a lot tougher after that too. So, we can't really be fooled as well. It could be fool's gold, but at the end of the day, 5 games above 500, it's a real possibility. I'm loving it at the moment. Let's handle our business against Charlotte. And Quiet Burks almost had the triple double as well. Yeah, that he did. Shout outs to Alec Burks as well. Great performance overall. He's inconsistent at times, but when he's on, he's on. And big money AB, facts Lex. IQ, yes, exactly. So much versatility with Cam, Grimes, and RJ as well, and Burks, etc. as well. Yeah, the biggest thing to me is the defensive versatility, IQ. Tibbs is in ecstasy right now with switchable, lengthy lineups, right? Can you imagine a Burks, Cam Reddish, RJ, Randall, Mitch lineup? I mean, no player under 6'6". Like, we're gonna bully Trae Young like a high school bully. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way they're getting their way. Point guards are getting their way with a lineup that size, right? And they're all switchable. Star J, Cam Reddish, and Alec Burks can switch on any point guard in the league, and contain them as well. And Sims over Noel from Lex the Destroyer. Yep, absolutely. It's time to elevate the future now. And let's hope if Noel gets sent out. Quiet says, I'm not trying to move no player that's getting over 12 mil a game. That's getting over 12 minutes a game, sorry. For chemistry reasons as well. Yep, definitely. It's a tough call right now. Like Illmatics is saying, run it back. And IQ, we're playing well. Absolutely no reason to rush anything yet. Let's continue to play good team ball, and see what we look like. We've been told by beat writers, etc., that the New York Knicks are very, very fussy who they bring into the locker room as well. They didn't even make a move last trade deadline after D Rose because of the chemistry thing. The New York Knicks were excelling, were on the rise, and the front office knew that, and they were scared to want to bring in a new personality into this locker room. And so, with that said, we brought in Cam Reddish, who's very, obviously familiar with RJ. So that goes in line with what this front office is looking at, right? So to me, that makes my blinkers go towards Jalen Brunson, right? Jalen Brunson, character guy, knows his family, knows everything about him, probably knows what color underwear he's wearing. That's what this front office wants to do. They only want to bring in dudes that are comfortable with, right? You got Miles Turner, friends with Julius Randle. That's another name, right? You connect the dots with this front office, right? I mean, I know they work in the back channels, but at the same time, you sort of know it's predictable what their next move is and who they're going to target because they've been so consistent with that for the last 2 years. With the 10-day deals even, they brought in Damian Dotson a player that they knew very well. Archie Diakonu, a player that they knew as well. So at the end of the day, they're looking for dudes that they know can fit into this system, fit into the locker room, and will be great teammates as well. And that's why you don't think we'll make any big moves, barring something crazy that becomes available. And let me ask you, does this rule out a Ben Simmons deal then? With the issues, the shakiness of Ben Simmons, does that put him out of bounds for this front office completely? And you also don't want to mess up RJ's groove either. Just quiet. Yeah, facts. And Knicks 100, you don't want to run into a team with multiple wings like the Raptors with all these guards. We need one more 6'8", 6'9" small forward to ease your mind as well. Which one of those wings? I think, you said Sadiq Bey. Anyone else out there? Robert Covington. Divine's very big on Robert Covington as well. Another vet that would definitely help. But to me, I just think that would create a logjam. Knicks 100. I think we're good for the wings right now with Cam, RJ, Grimes, Alec Burks. Provided we move Fournier as well. And IQ, it was very nice to see Cam Reddish cheering on our guys, rocking the orange and blue skies. That was great. He looks happy, smiling. Let's hope, it just fits well with Tibbs in terms of, getting his trust early, getting minutes, balling out, proving at everyone what he can do, that he's a star in this league on the come up. And Lex says, I'm hoping Tibbs starts to get more creative too with the lineups, utilizing the whole roster based on matchups. When healthy, we have so many options, on all we need is chemistry as well. Facts, Lex. And, on that great note, Tibbs had the press conference recently, and he talked about how deep we are. And he talked about, no one wants to play more than 10-man rotation. So he basically confirmed like what he's been all about so far in New York, is that he doesn't like to play any more than 10 players. So that's going to be tricky for, more talent coming in here. Tom Thibodeau is not going to go over 10-man rotation. So that's what he said. It's going to be interesting. Does that make Evan Fournier more nervous? Does that make Alec Burks more nervous? Because what is going to happen when Derrick Rose comes back? I'd be mortified if Quentin Grimes loses his rotation spot completely. I don't even care if it's at the expense of Cam Reddish. Quentin Grimes cannot lose his rotation spot at all, right? He needs some sort of minutes right there. Does that mean they move Obi Toppin? Is the writing on the wall for Obi Toppin as well? That's going to be an interesting storyline to watch as well. It's going to be really interesting. IQ, just imagine Burks, Fournier, RJ, Randall, and Mitch as well. At the end of the day, Rose, IQ, Cam, Obi, and Noel off the bench as well. And I think there's going to be more moves. I know Derrick Rose, Kemba Walker's looking the likely one to be out of here, but I still think they want to make a point guard upgrade. I think they're going to kick the tires on Jalen Brunson again and again and again, like it was reported today. They're out to get Jalen Brunson. I think that's their target. He's gettable. Let's see. But let's also not forget about the Emmanuel Quickley. He's filled in admirably as well. A lot of people want to give the keys to Emmanuel Quickley for a solid 5-game stretch. A solid stretch just to see what IQ can do. And if he can grow into this role. It's either way you slice it and dice it, it's tricky with vets and young players that need minutes, right? I think the New York Knicks are balancing a fine act right now, right? We're trying to grow young players and also trying to win now. So you got to think that war room is probably a mess right now between Tibbs, Leon, Wes, Perry, all of that, talking, debating every single day, like we are here. Because the New York Knicks, Tibbs does want to win yesterday, but Leon, Rose, Wes, Perry, I think they're a bit more patient. They're sort of looking at the next 3 to 5 years in terms of their plan. But of course, Tom Thibodeau's not having that. You know what I mean? the 4th seed. He got a taste of winning, and that's what he's all about. Yet Grimes will never lose his rotation spot. Quiet money, way too valuable. Yeah, I hope. I know he's definitely very valuable to this team. If Evan Fournier gets traded, that might mean, yeah, that's solidified that Grimes is in the rotation for good. Maybe the blockbuster move, they trade a couple of wings for the point guard or the center, which then does ease up the spot for Quentin Grimes. And of course, if Alec Burks gets traded, then Quentin Grimes is definitely in the rotation as well. And Quiet doesn't think Quickly is at the point guard spot for us right now as well. Do you like him off the bench as the spark plug that he's doing? Emmanuel Quickly still, it's only his sophomore season. People do want to see him accelerate his growth, but I'm okay bringing IQ along. Just continue to play him in what he's doing, off the bench. It's effective. A scoring combo guard off the bench, and just let Emmanuel Quickly continue to grow. Knicks 100, Burks is a shooting guard and will get punished. Evan is a shooting guard and will get punished as well. Okay. But yeah, in terms of the 3 spot then, with RJ, Star J, and Cam Reddish, I know you want one more wing for peace of mind. But if those 2 continue to ball out, that other wing will be situational, I think. I think that other wing will be situational, but can't keep gambling. It's a wing-driven league as well. I understand what you're saying. I just think, the New York Knicks want to prioritize point guard, and they want to prioritize the center spot at this current point, I think. At the end of the day, Quentin Grimes is 6'4". He's a bit undersized for the 3 spot, but the league does go small at times as well. The league does go small. And in terms of Westchester, to keep you all updated, they lost tonight. There was no notable players that played for Westchester in terms of Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims, Lucas Samanic. None of them played. The Sims and Deuce are with the big club. Lucas Samanic is still out with a sore left heel. The Westchester Knicks took an L tonight, so that's that update. Around the league, new names being thrown out there every single day. Sacramento heavily involved, trying to blow things up, whether it be De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes. Indiana are out of the mix right now. You'd have to think that our win against Atlanta tonight really puts the pressure on Atlanta too. A 2-game swing tonight on Atlanta, and they currently sit in 12th spot at 17-25. Let that sink in. 8 games under 500 for the Atlanta Hawks, and now the New York Knicks have 4 games above Atlanta as well. So it's early days still, but we are pretty safe. We are pretty clear of the 12th spot, Atlanta Hawks, and half a game above 11th spot, the Celtics as well. So you got to think, even if we just hover at 500, we are entrenched in the play-in as well. And let's hope that's no less than that. We're looking ahead, not behind us. But it's good to know that we gave salt into the wound of Atlanta Hawks tonight with this big win, because of course they are in a situation where they've got to shake some things up, right? Danilo Gallinari, Lemon Pepper Lou Will. Who else they got? Bogdanovic. It's in and out. They got some work to do, Atlanta, and they might even miss the play-in. Yep, facts are quite money. Atlanta is about to implode. Knicks 100, a Game 7 series versus the Raptors, Cavs, Wizards would get ugly quick. In terms of wings, you're talking about, size. Manchild, Burks is doing a great job in the starting lineup too. Yeah, I think he's winning Tibbs over as well. So that's going to be interesting. That might affect whether we really go all in on a certain player point guard. And Grimes will get bigger as he gets older too. Yeah, that's facts, Quiet. Yep. He'll definitely put on some extra muscle and bulk like IQ. And IQ says, I personally think if anyone is the odd man out, it's Kemba Walker. Tibbs likes what the starting 5 is doing, and there is no big reason why Kemba hasn't. There is a big reason why Kemba hasn't returned, in my opinion, as well. Yep, on the money with that one, straight facts. Kemba Walker's the odd man out, and it's got to make you wonder why they keep pushing back. Him being in certain terms of questionable every single game. You got to think that he's right to come back now, but I think they're holding him out for a bigger trade. At this point in time. Yeah, Knicks 100. Even the Celtics would be a house of horrors in a 7-game series for us in terms of their length. And Manshot Atlanta is 7 games under 500. Let me see if I had that wrong. I think they're 8, 17 and 25. Manchild. Let me refresh my thing. Atlanta 17 and 25. So that's 8 games under 500. And absolutely struggling on a 5-game losing streak. 5-game losing streak, the ATL. That's crazy. 8 games. Salute on that one as well. Struggling. That just goes to show, for all the underachieving we've had last season, we can at least hold our heads high and say we've improved on this stage of last season to where we're at right now today. The New York Knicks are a better record than we were last season. Evan Fournier starting to look like a player that's an upgrade. The reason we brought him in, and we're doing all of this without Kemba Walker giving us the impact that we thought Kemba Walker would give us. Kemba Walker has not really even been a factor this season when you think about it. And we are a better record than we were last season, with Randall also down on his recent play. So with that said, credit to Star J. Barrett for really taking that next step, giving us something this season as well, growing as a player. Emmanuel Quickley has been a big part of this season, been quite consistent. Mitchell Robinson as well has been a big upgrade on last season. And especially in the absence of Nerlens Noel, who can't catch a cold right now. Nerlens Noel has been in and out. And in terms of him, I think he's one of the first to be out of here as well. Obviously, it's going to be tough to trade a player that's not fully healthy, but Nerlens Noel, is a vet when he gets healthy that can help out a team, and he might be packaged for something that we can bring in and good use. And of course, the IQ, good point. How could I forget Derrick Rose also out at this situation? And like I said earlier, anyone that missed it, Derrick Rose, if you think of it like this, he's saving his legs right now. He's saving mileage. He's a 33-year-old player that's not playing right now. So that's just going to help him later in the season, right? I know he's rehabbing the ankle and he had surgery, but at the end of the day, he's not playing games. So that's good for the rest of his body. He's not putting mileage on his body. And when Derrick Rose hopefully comes back within the next probably 3 weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, D Rose is going to be fit, fresh, extra juice, and he's going to be ready to rock on this squad. And it's just going to be, that bench is going to be nuclear. And like Manchel says, let Kemba join the senior citizens in LA. Nice one. And that is the perfect landing spot for him, like I've been saying, either with the Lakers or the Clippers. Kemba Walker would fit nice over there. And Allah Wise, peace to you. Good win tonight. See you on the next one. Let's get it. Great win, above 500. And be civilized. Trey is still bugged out on the new no-call theory, because tonight he thought he was going to pull the okey doke like he did last year on us with that swing up motion. Dude be looking frustrated. Yep, facts. I love it. That's what happens when your game is predicated on manipulation of the rules, right? That's why the NBA switched it up, right? Too many teams complained, too many coaches, too many scouts. It was tomfoolery for everybody to see, right? Except for Trae Young. He was thinking he's a max dude, MVP type dude. Credit to him in terms of carrying a team, but he's not that dude right now with his size and with the when you can be a bit more physical with Trae Young. Man, he's struggling. He's going to struggle. And the Trae Young boos as well, Frederick. How do you think he's got to feel as well with his crowd his arena almost empty, right? Filled with New York Knicks fans and the arena almost empty. Um, that's just a beautiful sight. The New York Knicks came in there, won the season series against Atlanta Hawks. Hawks due for us tonight, courtesy of Atlanta, and the New York Knicks got back above 500 in the ATL, right? And now it's blue skies for us as we head back to Madison Square Garden for the next 4 games as well, against Charlotte, Mini, Detroit, and of course LA Clippers coming into the Mecca for their lone trip at the Garden as well. This New York Knicks team, I'd take 3-1. I'd take 3-1 right now, but 4-0. Let's go one better. Let's try and win the next 4 because I think the New York Knicks are definitely in a position. They're surging. The confidence is high. A nice move in terms of shaking the locker room up a little bit in terms of a healthy shake-up, bringing in talent, Cam Reddish, losing Kevin Knox, who wasn't really playing, and of course, extra draft picks, and of course, you put other players on a bit of notice. Who knows whether they could be out of here outside of the trade deadline. Evan Fournier, probably hasn't bought a home in New York just yet. Alec Burks, he's been a journeyman his career. He knows that his home's never set. Nerlens Noel, everyone else, and the fact that they left Quentin Grimes out of the deal has to make Quentin Grimes feel really good, right? You saw Quentin Grimes come out, play like a player that knows they're safe, knows that they're safe right now, wasn't included in that package. Now, obviously, a blockbuster might mean another thing, but I think it's got to make Quentin Grimes feel good to hear in the news the fact that your team, didn't want to include you in a package right now. And salute Knicks 100. Evan scored quick 5 points. It was huge, because the Hawks were pouring it on. Absolutely. My nerves were at fever pitch at that point. But Evan Fournier steadied the ship. He got into the paint, had a nice floater game, played aggressive, got some foul calls. 3-point shot's been on point for Evan Fournier. He's been shooting deep, shooting well from deep recently. And that's critical for this team right now. And like IQ also reaffirms, yes, all this time Rose has been resting and he'll be completely fresh for the remaining half of the season. The thought of it has you excited as well. Yeah, can you imagine D Rose quickly with Cam Reddish, Obi, and another center, Jericho Sims maybe, with Noel out of here. And also Randall did hit some big shots tonight too. Straight facts, Knicks 100. Julius Randle took a couple of poor shots in terms of those step back, deep twos along the baseline, but he hit them tonight. And he also played to the strength when a Kongwu was out. He took it to the cup. John Collins had a nightmare tonight. John Collins fumbled the rock going to the cup. He had a load to handle down low with Julius, with Mitch. And I think, the New York Knicks played to our strengths tonight finally. But credit to Mitchell Robinson, of course, with his double-double. Julius Randle played a smart game tonight. Got in his groove, fired a deep 3, Julius Randle, and he fired another deep 3 that rimmed out as well. So Julius, I'm seeing him hesitate a lot less in terms of those deep shots. Julius Randle's been firing at will recently, and I think that's going to be one of the things that unlocks his game. He's been hesitant this season, Julius Randle, in terms of pulling the trigger on some of those threes. Last season, he was pulling those threes, and that's just going to be different for this team. His stretch 5, it gives us that crazy different look and a headache for the other teams. And Knicks 100 does say D Rose is done. Stick a fork in him. That could be the case too. He's 33 years old. Ankle surgery. It's time to move forward for Knicks 100. But yeah, D Rose, Tibbs loves him. They're going to see what he's got. But the good thing in Knicks 100, Derrick Rose can come back, can give us 20 minutes. That's ideal. Just do what what Kemba can do. At the end of the day, I trust D Rose coming back from the ankle surgery over the tendon, the knee arthritic condition of Kemba Walker's situation, where it's 1 game in, 1 game out. I think that's even worse than D Rose. And IQJ RJ clearly has shown that he found himself in the NBA, and he's learning tricks that is allowing him to get to the basket whenever he wants. Yeah, it's absolutely on that one. IQ, it's clear to see that he's straight balling out. RJ, it's like he's picking his spots and he's saying, I'm going to get there. He's using the mid-range, getting into the paint. He's finishing well with both hands. He's keeping his dribble alive. And to me, it's just great to see. I'm not sure what exactly clicked for RJ, because I know he's been capable of this, but he has struggled. Earlier in the season, he had that slump. But in terms of RJ Barrett, he's definitely got more and more confident, in his abilities, and he's putting the full repertoire on display, right? Eastern Conference potential Player of the Week contender. That's all we could ask for at this point is star Jay Barrett. And the New York Knicks are acknowledging it. His teammates are feeding him, giving him the rock at the top of the key on the switch. I like the fact that he's taking advantage of the big man switching onto him now. He's confident getting into the cup, getting the big man, manipulating him on his hip, getting him into trouble, and also firing it out to the shooter in the corner is RJ Barrett, right? The game is very, very easy when when it slows down for you, right? When you've got the talent that RJ Barrett has, you've been in the league now your third season, and things start to slow down for you. And you look at for your teammates, the shooters all around you, you know that you're a bully getting to the cup. The sky's the limit. Everything's just opening up. And Knicks 100, RJ is using that right hand now, even going left. He's finishing with his right as well. IQJ, it's great the Knicks need it. And that's what's great. And he embraces the bright lights of New York. That's something that many cannot do. Yep, facts, right? When you look ahead to when the next New York Knicks championship will be, right, you got to think at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these players have to be players that were here from the beginning, right, drafted, right? You can't produce a 15-man championship squad, right, with just players that you traded for or brought in here towards the end. There's got to be some pieces here from the beginning, right, some foundational pieces. And RJ Barrett, drafted 3rd overall, is going to be, we win in a chip within his career. It's going to be because he is, in that situation. He was drafted here and learns the ropes, as a New York Knicks fan growing up as well. It's just a beautiful thing for that. It's at about time, because either way, him or Mitchell Robinson will most likely break the Charlie Ward curse, right? I think they'll break the Charlie Ward curse, and it's about damn time, because we've been trying to microwave this thing, trying to build a winner on shaky foundations for way too long, right? And Star J Barrett comes from great stock, and let's talk about his health, his will, right? He's an Iron Man. RJ Barrett, touch wood, rarely gets injured, plays heavy minutes, gets bullied around, takes contact a lot of the time. Take that any day over a lazy player that's overweight, or another player that's skinny. His game's built on athleticism, right? If that athleticism should ever escape Ja Morant, that's going to change his game completely. But Star J Barrett's game is not built on athleticism. It's built on his NBA, his mental, his metal, his strong metal, his will, his skill set in terms of size, getting to the cup, using his bully, broad shoulders, and all of that as well. And salute. Like you've been saying, Randall hit some big shots, absolutely. Mitch is the longest tenured Knick, Appreciate that, Jewel. That's crazy right there. Yeah, let me bring that up now. The comments have finally clicked back in. This StreamYard been acting a fool today. That appreciate everyone throwing it out there tonight. Everyone's on top of their game tonight. New York Knicks fans up in here. And next up, be civilized. Let's plant a seed in the Hornets' nest, cut off their wings and get them back to solid ground down in Charlotte, North Carolina, Monday night. Absolutely be civilized. The 7th spot, right? We're looking up now. The New York Knicks. We're not looking behind us because Boston and Atlanta are a hot mess right now. Boston might shake things up with a Jaylen Brown trade, but in terms of us, right, things are finally shaken right for the New York Knicks. We're in a situation now where we have 4 winnable games at home, right? We can build on this momentum. Star J Barrett's becoming a star right before our eyes. The front office and the starting 5, is acknowledging that, bringing in Cam Reddish, Julius Randle sharing the rock a lot more, and it's a great thing to see. And that's IQJ. That's what you love about RJ and Randle. If it all fails, we know these guys will be ready anytime for 48 minutes of a game. Iron Man as well. Yep. Thumbs up to that one as well, right? You need your best players to be strong and always available, right? And that's what I love about those guys. Their games are not built on athleticism, longevity, right? Their games are built on their muscle, their size, their shooting, their strength, all of that, right? That's why you saw players like, not using this as a comp in terms of player type, but like a Zach Randolph, for instance. Zach Randolph like hit his peak at 31, 32 years old because his game was not built on athleticism. Zach Randolph couldn't jump over a credit card, but at the same time, Zach Randolph was technically gifted, had great size and had a great impact in the league later in his career, right? And that's a player that's, not built on athleticism. Star Morant, and Zion Williamson, their games are built on athleticism. If Ja Morant ever loses his athleticism, he's 50% a different player than what he is right now. But he's balling out. Credit to him. But RJ Barrett's game is built strong, from strong stock. And Knicks 100, yeah, Mitch. See what I mean? That's a mean Mitch up. 7-game series too. I need one more. Small forward, 6 to 8, please. Like IQ, yeah, the saying, best stability is the availability. Absolutely. And it frustrates front offices too, because you're paying players in excess of, millions and millions of dollars, right? And if they're not playing, it's incredibly frustrating. The Kemba Walker deal, right? Could you imagine if he was in OKC or Boston still, $30 million, getting what we're getting right now? You got New York Knicks fans that are fed up with Kemba Walker, paying him $8 million. Imagine paying him the max and he can't even play every second game, right? That's front office failure right there as well. That's why OKC and Boston were so quick to move on from him, right? They did not trust those knees. They got the medical report and they made moves straight away. And that's what's going to happen. The saying, yeah, and we paid Noel and he's been practically a non-factor as well. Facts with that one, IQ as well. Unfortunately, Noel, $10 million ain't so bad. But for that reason as well, yeah, we probably want to still move on from him, try to get out of that salary because Nerlens Noel is getting paid for another season or two for us, right? $10 million. I think one more season. It was a 2-year deal. So let's try and get out of that salary for a player that can hardly play. Give me Jericho Sims, who can play, on most nights as well. Give us some athleticism and be civilized. We should have got a refund earlier in the season like we did with R&B last season. Facts on that one. Yeah, good one. And that also, means that the front office, and James Dolan's learning their lesson in terms of we've had so many players in the past with these injury concerns with high salaries, and we want to try and avoid that, right? Pay star Jay Barrett, Julius Randle got paid, right? They're Iron Men. They play, at least they play, and I think the New York Knicks, to build around players that are available more often than they're not is a smart decision, very smart decision. And of course, the other things out there, the New York Knicks, looking to moves. We've got 3 weeks out there. The tea leaves are out there. The New York Knicks are starting to play good at this time. Does that make the front office less aggressive? Do you think they're still going to be just as aggressive? Or do you think it might slow some things down? The fact that we're starting to play good team ball, good chemistry based on this. I know we're playing some struggling teams, Atlanta, and some other teams struggling coming up, but that has to be something to consider. The fact that is the New York Knicks are playing great ball, probably their best ball of the season collectively right now, with the trade period coming up. And I know a lot of players start to get scared. They start to play well when the trade rumblings start happening. But I think you don't really want to shake things up way too much if things are starting to look really, really good. And a la Wise back in here, salute fam. Did I see those picks Randall was hitting Trae Young with? Unbelievable. He was letting him know. That's when there was a history between those two, right? Going back, sharing words, last playoff series, going back and forth together. That's how Julius Randle came to play tonight. Let's get this spam bot out of here. But yeah, absolutely a la Wise. Julius Randle manned up tonight. He was a man possessed, and he set some heavy picks. That was great to see, getting shooters wide open. And that's what you need to do. Send a message. Send a message to these Eastern Conference teams that we are not soft, right? The New York Knicks have played soft at points of this season, but we need to work our way up the standings, right? And how do we do that? We do it by showing teams what's up, right? Getting in their face, getting dirty, getting gritty. Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish coming up in here, impacting the wing spot, and Star J Barrett and Alec Burks at the point guard spots as well, helping us out in terms of guarding the point guards and the wings, right? So I think that's been the sole reason for the biggest turnaround, is that we're buckled down defensively now. We're getting into dudes a lot more. We're sending a message to teams that, hey, you're going to have to score. If you're going to score on us, it's going to be a lot harder. You know what I mean? Outside of tonight, we'd been giving up only 100 points, 95 points, 80 points, to a lot of teams. And like B Civilized says, we're getting our identity back. Absolutely. That was key from what we needed to turn this season around from last season to now, right? We got some offensive upgrades, Evan Fournier and RJ Barrett a year older, Alec Burks starting, but our identity was, stopping teams from scoring tonight, stopping teams. And tonight we had it clicking. We had 65 points at halftime, 31 and 34. That was taking advantage with no center on the court. And that's beautiful. And of course, cannot leave out Mitchell Robinson being consistent since he got back and being healthy. That's been a key reason for our defense stepping up as well. Mitchell Robinson controlling the paint, patrolling the paint each and every night, and cleaning the glass, offensive glass, second chance points, and Taj Gibson filling in admirably has been huge for this squad, right? So we're starting to man up. We're starting to get more healthy. We're getting help along the way. If we win the next 4, right? What win streak are we currently on? Let me pull that up. We're on a 3-game win streak. So if we win the next 4, we're sitting on a 7-game win streak. right there, right? So that could be that 9-game streak that I hope we would surpass from last season right there. So take care of the next 4, and then the sky's the limit. I think we'll be probably in 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th spot, and set ourselves up for a run home as well. So the New York Knicks say it's a bright future now. We're making moves, things are clicking, and Quiet Money says if Quickly was hitting a third of his shots too, we would have won by 20, easy. Facts with that one, Quiet. I Quickly, yeah, definitely been streaky this season. The pull up threes, the shot selection at times is tough for Quickly, picking and choosing which ones he takes. But I think Quickly just needs to not think too much on the court. He's an instinctive player. That one where he got the offensive foul on Trey was a player that's thinking too much. He got almost into the paint and then he stopped, waits for the player to catch up and fall on his hip. And then he used his elbow to hit Trey Young. So I think Quickly's got to cut that out, right? If he gets into the paint, just go there decisively and pull up or put up the alley or the floater. I think Emmanuel Quickly sometimes overthinks it a bit. But it's also, a trait of a player that has limited minutes as well, in terms of getting into your groove, getting into your rhythm. But yeah, IQ, he definitely stops when he gets into the paint too much because he's worried about getting shot blocked. Emmanuel Quickly is prone to get his shot blocked at the rim a lot. He does not have hops. He does not have a lot of size or strength when he gets to the cup. So Emmanuel Quickly, some of the things he's got to work on is, getting to a spot and just saying, I'm going to pull up from there, or let the floater go straight away. Don't worry about whether or not the defender's on his hip or behind him or wherever they are. He just needs to use that instinctual stuff and get up and make a decision and be civilized. It's all about how we finish the season now, peaking at our highest level possible all the way up as well. Yep. How beautiful to be seeing all these Eastern teams start to get shaky, right? Start to look down at us catching up. If you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, right, for all the talk that they're doing, 26-18, the New York Knicks 22-21, right? A simple 10-game stretch from here on out, the New York Knicks could surpass Cleveland as well. So the East is opening up finally. We've got the horses now. Players are starting to play to their potential. Julius been through some lumps. RJ coming through, been through his lumps. And I think, this squad is just going to do some big things coming up, from here as well. And shout out to the coaching staff as well. They've pulled some strings. They've utilized some practice, some film sessions during that couple of off days we had, seeing some more cohesion. So that's not just on the players, but it's got to be credit to the coaching staff as well with this cohesion and ball movement as well. And I'm not sure on the exact number, but on that note, shout out to the assists tonight. I think it was one of the team season high assists, right? I think we had 26, help me out, 25, 26, 27 assists tonight as well. So as a matter of fact, they're all there, so I can just add them up as well. So we had 9 and 8, that's 17, 18, 21, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Looks like we had about 24, 25 assists as well. So that was a big thing for this win, for this night. Key part of tonight's win, and of course the starting unit finally starting to look like the starting unit that we need to go far, right? We touched on it earlier, but the Chicago Bulls, they're going to be tested. They got off to a flying start. We're only at the halfway point. They've lost a couple of recently on a 3-game losing streak, the Chicago Bulls, and they are tied in wins with the 4th Bucks, 3rd Heat, 2nd Nets, with Philly, of course, close behind in the 5th spot as well. So in the blink of an eye, Chicago Bulls, could find themselves from 1st to 5th in 3 or 4 games from now as well. So you blink and things can change in a heartbeat. So the New York Knicks could be timing their run beautifully, just like a horse in the Kentucky Derby, trying to get there, trying to get on the right run at the right time and peak. And of course, these more Eastern Conference matchups coming up are going to be critical, right? The season series against Boston is still up for grabs. We've won the season series against the Hawks. We've got some more against the Bulls, the Wizards, who we sit even with right now. So things are heating up, definitely. Things are heating up. The streets are buzzing, and we're going to continue to rock out with the chat show. Appreciate everybody. We'll be back again in no time, and let's continue to keep it rolling. Let's get it. I'm going to shout everyone out on the outro. You know what time it is. Let's get it. The streets are buzzing. I appreciate everyone's support. Let's keep rocking, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.